The scanners, according to Minister Harmon, are for the wharfs where goods and services are being imported and exported.
In fact, you recognize that for the number of container traffic that we have in this country, that the scanners are critical. The $30 million, in my understanding, is part of a wider process of scanning containers that go in and out of this country.
Goods and services, as well as equipment and products, the minister argued, may not be produced here, but end up in other ports, and because of the absence of scanners, allow for lawlessness to continue.
And we have to really put a stopping to that. Every time you hear of a major bust, a large drug bust that actually came in containers, it is done in another country. But it would have passed through, in many cases, passed through Guyana. And we have to really take very serious steps to address our country's image. Our country's image as a drug transshipment point. We have to work assiduously to correct that. And so this is a part of that process of providing that facility to the Guyana Revenue Authority to help it in its work.
The former PPC administration had purchased a scanner, and it is not clear if the scanner is still in operation. Minister Harmon was asked to comment on it as to whether the scanner to come is bigger than the one that was purchased by the former administration.
The one that's not working, I'm not sure the one is not working, but I believe what had happened was that there was the facility for the use of the equipment, there was an issue there. Because of the size of it, because you require the containers to have what they call a turnaround for to go in and out of it, that always posed a problem. Some time ago, there was a use of the national park, and that proved to be a disaster in itself because the tarmac was damaged in a very serious way. And so that the use of the scanner in very many cases has been curtailed because of the absence of what they call a home for the scanner. And this is something that we're working on right now to be able to provide that facility.
In July of last year, Guyana aided in UK's biggest ever drug bust, where the captain and first officer of an ocean-going tugboat was found guilty of drug trafficking. The cocaine, with an estimated potential street value of £512 million, once adulterated, was found hidden on the board the Tanzanian flag MV Hamal in April 2015. The ship had sailed from Tenerife on March 8, 2015 and traveled across the Atlantic, arriving in Georgetown, Guyana on March 21. It left 5 days later and significantly paused its journey for around 12 to 15 hours, around 2 days after leaving port. This is where the investigators believe the drugs were loaded on. The container scanners, when purchased by the APNU AFC government, is expected to prevent the importation and exportation of drugs from these shores. Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.